Today on Judge Porter.
Ma'am, it shows here that you're here for a moving violation.
Sir, I'm being very respectful. Because he was just so, had no empathy at all.
Okay, ma'am.
No,
I understand, but
I just want you to know I have a perfect driver's record.
I see
it's
that.
my baby in the car. I would not do anything. Frustrates me to know that people don't have empathy.
Hello, everyone. We're here for case number 7001, Mango Park versus Gerald. Oh gosh, I can never pronounce this name. Miss Geraldine.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Miss Jordan, ma'am. Can you come up to the podium, please, ma'am?
Yes.
I apologize for
No.
chopping up your name. Let me
That's
ask you a question. How does a young person end up with an old woman's name like Geraldine? Is that your grandmama's name?
Yes, it's my grandmother's name.
Okay.
Yes. And she was named after her dad, Gerald, of course.
Oh, okay. All
You know how
right.
they do back in Mississippi.
Oh, that's where your people from.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Robinsonville, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So, I know I'm getting off topic here for a second, but did your grandmother go to Jackson State University or Alcorn State University? Jackson State?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All
You
right.
know a little
then.
bit about that.
I
huh?
know a little bit about that.
Okay, yes.
So should I call you Miss Geraldine or Miss Jordan? Which way you more?
Hey, Miss Jordan, just don't call me out my name. No.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, it shows here that you're here for a moving violation. I guess you got a traffic ticket for you weren't speeding. What's this like? Is this careless driving or something like that? Can you mind telling us?
Officer Jacobs.
Okay.
So I was driving my daughter. I have two daughters. That particular day, my daughter was in the car and she was having a meltdown. She's autistic, nonverbal, and we just came from an appointment. So he said I swerved out of my lane. I did not. So I'm just, I looked back. We were at an appointment, and I was just consoling her because I'm a single mom. I have to, take her to all these appointments, and so I reached back and I was just like, "Mommy's here, honey. Mommy's here." And I may have moved a little bit, but I did not swerve. No one was, injured or anything. So I'm like, Officer Jacobs, I'm like, sir, I'm being very respectful. Because he was just had no empathy at all.
Okay, ma'am.
No,
I understand, but
I just want you to know I have a perfect driver's record.
I see
it's
that.
my baby in the car. I would not do anything.
Okay.
I have all kind of appointments, physical therapy, occupational therapy. And I'm just really frustrates me to know that people don't have empathy. And he's an officer.
All right, let me ask you, how many children do you have, ma'am?
I have two.
Okay. And the one that has the autism, what's her name?
Her name is Aaliyah.
Aaliyah?
Yes.
Okay, how old is she? I'm just curious.
She's 5. She's in kindergarten.
5 years
Yes.
old. Kindergarten.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what it's like to have a 5-year-old in kindergarten. I have 4 children.
Oh, wow.
I have 4,
okay.
so I understand what it's like to have them when they're at that age. And I do not know what it's like to have a child with autism. I can't testify to that. I would imagine that at times that could be challenging, especially when you have a child like Aaliyah, but I bet she's still 1 in a million, isn't she?
Oh, she is 1 in a million, exactly. She's a little dancer. When I put her music on, she dances to that.
And that helps. Precious. That helps bring her.
It calms her down. Yes,
okay.
Music therapy is amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know what triggered her? I'm just curious. Do you know what triggered her to have this? While you guys were driving, what triggered her to have
an outburst? Well, what happens sometimes with autistic kids is they get overstimulated. And sometimes with therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, like we have a lot of therapies, speech therapy. And so sometimes they really work with her and she got overstimulated.
Okay.
And so, that happens. It's just like they can't take too much, And so I just put my hand down, you know, just that physical touch helps her, you know, and I looked at her for a minute, you know, just a second. And, you know, that calmed her down.
All right. I want you to know that the court, or rather I should say, I empathize with what you're going through.
Thank you.
I know that being a single parent at times can be difficult. It can be challenging, especially like you said, when you're dealing with someone who suffers from autism.
Yes.
So as far as the traffic citation goes, I am going to have that dismissed. I'm just gonna, you know, we're gonna get rid of that so you don't have
Thanks, Judge Porter.
you know, I don't want to rock the boat with having more problems to deal with.
Thank you so much.
You know, as far as Officer Jacobs goes, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I still work for Mango Park Police Department as a police officer. Matter of fact, I'm a captain over there, and I do know Officer Jacobs.
Okay.
And I do know at times he can be a little testy.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
So I will have a chat with him.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully I can allow him to learn that he needs to be more sympathetic.
Yes.
Or have more empathy. You know, even if he has to write me a 4-page letter on how he improved, you know, I just don't want to put you through that.
Yes, back in school, that's what we had to do, you know.
Sometimes remedial helps.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And like I said, I will talk to him.
Thank you so much.
And find out where his mindset was, and because every violation doesn't need a ticket. I mean, every violation does not deserve a ticket.
Was he trying to get like points or what? I couldn't figure it out. I'm just like, dude, you know.
You know, so
he just doesn't get
but
it.
As far as this case goes, you know what? It's been resolved. We have a resolution. You don't have to worry about that. We're good to go.
Thank you so much, Judge Porter.
Okay, this case is dismissed.
God bless you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I just want to say thank you to Judge Porter for doing an amazing job today. I am so grateful for him to understand and have an empathy. Now for my Officer Jacobs, I just want him to learn from this lesson, and I want to give him a piece of my mind. One day, it's going to be one day, him and me,